85% of affairs start at
Workplace,
work.
baby.
What's going on there?
We've asked our spouses to be everything. They have to be co-earners, co-parents, co-house runners. And so what you have is two people who are good at co-managing the house, and you have absolutely no shared purpose or building anything together. And then I go to work, and me and you and two amazing women are working together on a project that's going to help 10 million people. Now we have shared purpose. We're talking about how we feel about things. We have a goal. We have metrics. I'm spending more time with her or him than I am with my spouse.
That's right.
And the time we're spending together is rich. We're laughing, telling jokes. Oh my gosh. Of course it happens at work. I think everybody has to check themselves wherever they happen to be.
So this one was rather interesting, right? I thought to myself, should we keep our wives away from work? When I watch this, I've actually spoken to a few people and they'll tell you things like, well, in the UK, you can't survive on one income. You know, it's just not possible. You can't survive on one income. And, you know, I'm just like, yeah, things are expensive. But, you know, like, what if we start with the one income and see what we can do with the one income and see if we can be okay with the one income and then see if all we need to, like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
not yet.
No, what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is that the mental state is that one income is not enough. Therefore, it's just become natural now in both females and males to think to themselves, well, you know, both of us need to work. Both of us need to make an income. Both of us need to do ABCD, which unfortunately we can say it's the pressures of the society because living is so expensive, right? Yeah. But then as a consequence of that, we are having two people who are spending a lot of time at work apart. And then, so if you think about it, Monday to Friday, literally what I was saying in the intro, right? Monday to Friday, you have him at work there 8 to 9 hours. She at work there 8 to 9 hours. They are meeting in the evening for 3 to 4 hours, if you want to say that, Monday to Friday. You know, if anything, they're having Saturday and Sunday to each other, right? Now, this is not an excuse or justification for affairs happening, but it is a cause of affairs happening and a known cause of affairs happening, right? What do we do about this issue?
If you look to everything that you've said and everything that he's said, yes, an argument can be made to say that society has pushed us into a certain direction, which I don't disagree. But even in that direction that we're being forced down, there are certain ways in which we can do things a preferable way and things that are not in an ideal way. So, for example, one of the things you said was you're spending a lot of time at work, but at home, you have no shared purpose. That's something that can be created. Just because you're working in two different places, it doesn't mean you haven't got a shared purpose. So households that lack a shared purpose, that's something that they're failed to build together. Does that make sense? So that, for me, that's not a direct link of both of them being at work that the household has no shared purpose. That is a failure of, one could argue, the man. That's a failure of the man of the house to create a shared purpose for the house.
Okay. I would agree with that, but let's dwell on that a little bit. We're talking about, so I work in logistics, for example, and let's say she works in HR, for example, two different, you know, industries that we both work at. That could be a passion for mine. It could just be for money, and same for her as well. Now we've come together. I know. So now we've come together. So when we talk about a shared purpose, he should have created a shared purpose. What does this shared purpose look like?
What's the goal of the house? What's the vision? Where's the house going? Where are you driving to?
Well, we've arrived. So I was talking to one of our aunties of ours not so long ago, and I think we were reflecting online. And I've actually had this conversation with two different old people, one Zimbabwean and one the auntie I'm talking about. And there's amongst that generation, the older generation, I'm talking about 55, 60, 65, yeah? There's a certain sense of life in the UK. It's like there's always something to get. Yeah, there's always something to get. So they were both struggling within themselves to say that, no, I think I've had enough. I think I should retire. I think I should just go back to Africa and just go sit down. But in their mind, there's always something else to do. And then by the time you retire, you realize, I can't even enjoy what I've built, or you then die and it's like, what was it all for? Right? Now, it's a bit of a stretch. But what I'm trying to say is that you say, what's the purpose of the goal of the house? Well, they went to uni, got a good job, a paying job, both of them, got married. Well, this is life, baby. This is it. You know, let's enjoy our lives together.
And that again. So again, you've said two very different things for me there. Everything you've said and that last sentence of "let's enjoy our life together" for me are not even. They don't belong in the same conversation.
Okay.
And I'm gonna explain why. The issue why a lot of households lack a shared purpose is because of that kind of thinking, right? Which is, at what point in life do you stagnate and you just stop growing, stop experiencing new things, stop progressing forward? I mean, I would argue the answer should be at no point in life. Up until we take our last breath, we should always be moving forward. Now,
moving forward in our careers.
Yeah, hang on. Moving forward is not the same as chasing materialistic things or chasing fame or success or whatever. That's not what I mean by moving forward. What I mean by moving forward is we should have the reasons to get up in the morning. What's our reason for getting up in the morning?
So I can see her, so she can see me. So we can hold hands and have a margarita.
That's great. That is great. And if that is what both of you've decided, and this going to the last sentence of let's enjoy life together, I agree, 100%. That should be the goal of life. And if that's your goal, let's enjoy life together.
So that's
your shared purpose. Now, how are you going to achieve your shared purpose of enjoying life together? You need to go to logistics to do your work. She needs to go to nursing or doctoring, whatever, to do her work. You get your money, and that money is being poured into your let's enjoy life together. So now work is no longer, you're not finding purpose in your work. Your work is now a means to an end. You go to your work to get what you need, to come back home, to enjoy your life with your husband or with your wife.
But you just so happen that you enjoy work as well.
And that's great, because you don't have to be miserable all the time that you're at work.
What do we do about the hours that we're at work? Because if mathematically speaking, you said, for example, that you are not a long distance kind of person in any form of relationship, whether it be friendship, romantic or whatever, right? Proximity matters to you. And that means time, quality time matters. That means hours matter.
Yes,
now,
but
mathematically speaking,
quantity doesn't equals quality. So even if it is the case, which to be fair, unless they work like 12 hours or really long days,
let's
like
keep it normal. Let's say 9 hours, 8 hours.
If it's normal, then they're not actually spending that much more time at work than they are at home.
Waking time, yeah.
What do you mean waking time?
And as in awake time, because you have to sleep as well.
Let's say you work 8 hours, you sleep 8 hours, you still have 8 hours of the day left. Now, obviously, these are very blanket things. Obviously, time doesn't work like that. It's not like very stagnated. There's traveling time, there's cooking time, whatever. But my point is, quantity doesn't equals quality.
They're a nurse. They do 12 hours.
Exactly, and that's my point. Just because they spend 12 hours at work and they come home and we have 5 hours before we sleep, doesn't mean that 12 hours is more richer for their lives than their 5 hours. The 5 hours could be 10 times as rich in quality than their 12 hours. But it's about priorities. It's about that shared vision. It's about that shared spirit of the house being on the same page, same mind, same spirit, same heart. There's a lot of work that happens in the house that makes the work thing irrelevant. No, I want to say irrelevant. Obviously, people are still people, temptations, whatever. But I think it's different if it's a selfish issue, not selfish, but like a self issue, in that my own desires have led me astray, as opposed to my lack of purpose has led me astray. Does that make sense? So I think that's a different discussion. But no. So yes, shared purpose. I agree with that point 100%. That if there is no shared purpose in the house, you will find it elsewhere. It's what we always say, that women are hardwired to submit to something. And if it's not to a godly man, and that's God, it's going to be to their boss, and that's organization, to a political thing, and that's ideology. They're going to find something to submit to. That's an apostle or a prophet or whatever, because it's inbuilt. Likewise, we all humans, we need a purpose. And if it's not something that we build with our families, we'll find it in our work, in our craft, in our fame, in our whatever. So is it an issue? Yes. But I don't think the solution is pull all our women out of work.
It's a quick fix.
I think it can be resolved with just not even some creative thinking. It's just live according to the Bible, I think. I think if we, yeah.
85% is a wild number, though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But then if you think about how many homes, because that what I've described to a lot of people is gonna sound very idealistic. It's gonna sound very, that's all nice, chin, but that's very
100%, because like you said, life is not. It's very fast moving, so it's like you're chasing after your own tail for most people. So to
and
have
that's
time,
why it's intentional.
and for the marriages that have already been existing, to start that now may not be the easiest thing.
It won't be, not even maybe, it won't be.
So I'm gonna agree with a lot of people that will be like, yeah, that sounds quite idealistic, whatever that word is. To be honest with you.
It won't be easy, but then the question is, and I think maybe this is an issue with our society, with a lot of people in society right now, we always go for the easier option. We want the quick fixes, hence why the diet pills and injections have taken off now. Because why would I spend an hour a day exercising when I can just
why would you? Efficiency,
because
time.
Yes, but ultimately the argument remains, because that's better for you than this. But we don't want to think about that. We don't want to hear that. We just want the quick thing. So